Good morning everyone, welcome back to Biscuit Escape tutorial series. The Biscuit Escape game engine is a lightweight point-and-click adventure and escape room simulator that allows you to create your own mini games and share them with your friends. In the previous video, we looked at a demo scenario called Birds and Bees where you were trying to free a bird. I want today to show you the scenario editor side of this. So you click on this button, create scenario, and you will jump into the scenario editor. At the top, you can load your own scenarios, create a new one, or load the demo directly, which will populate the entire editor with that demo scenario, so you can see how things are wired up. On the right side, you have export to JSON, which is how the primary mechanism where you export the data and you can load it into the main game or share it with your friends. And if you create something cool, let me know. I can also add it to the game. The lineup of scenarios in the main menu. You have the documentation on the right, which explains the major concepts about this editor and how to do them. If you feel that some information is missing, let me know. I'll add it as well. And in the center, you have the play button, which jumps into play mode. So this is editor mode. When you click play, it will basically load the game with that particular scenario you're working on, automatically populate the data, and so that you can quickly iterate between play and create, play and create. Now, the rest of the UI is actually pretty straightforward. On the left side, you have the tree related to the scenario information. On the right side, you have the inspector. So when you click on any of the items on the left, the corresponding inspector shows up on the right. And in the center, you have the main view of the scene you're looking at. So scenes is an important concept in this escape game simulator, which is if you have multiple rooms, each room might be a scene, or each particular area of that room that you want to zoom into might also be a scene. In an adventure game, it will be similar. If you have a house or other houses, you can also jump different rooms of the house might be a scene. So a scene has multiple pieces of information on the left side. So for example, if you look at the living room, I have backgrounds. You can have more than one background, and the type of background that is shown might change based on the game state. Let's say it's nighttime, you have a night background. It's daytime, you have a day background. Navigation options, we'll talk about this in a moment. Which allows you to decide how to jump from one part of the world to another. And then the list of items that are interactable in this particular scene are also there. And if I click on one, I can see all the kind of stuff I can do with this item and how they are defined in the scene. At the very bottom here, we also have additional scenario information, like the effects that the scenario start with, hints to be shown to the player, inventory items that are available to the player throughout the scenario are also defined here. The scene view has all the items of the scene. There's also a graph view that shows you the flow of the different keywords. You can add multiple keywords here, which we'll discuss in a moment. And then the scene map, which shows the navigation between all the scenes and what triggers them. Now, if you go back to the scene view, I want to talk about navigation in this video, and we'll talk about more complex concepts in another video. So first, how is navigation defined? So if we look back at the main game, you can see that from the living room, I can access three other areas of this world. One area is the bedroom, the entrance, or the closet. By clicking on them, I jump from one to the other. You can see here, I can jump from one to the other. So let's go back to the living room and the editor, see how the living room jumps into those scenes. So first, I click on living room, I click on navigation options, and you can see I have 7 navigation options here. Let me zoom in. There is the bedroom, entrance, closet, and then I have some that are starting with a question mark. So question mark means that there's a condition attached to that particular option. One very important concept in this game engine is called keywords and conditions. So a keyword is just a particular word or piece of text that determines the game state. So if you want to say that the player has picked up a key, you don't create a key in the inventory or something like this, or maybe if you want to show it to the player, but you can just create a keyword that says key 1 or something, or unlocked key 1, or unlocked door A or something like this. And then you can react to the presence or the absence of that particular keyword and enable and disable things accordingly. So the concept of keywords and conditional is extremely important. So let's say, look at this bird cage here. In order to see the navigation option for the birdcage, I basically have to have unlocked the view cage. So this is a keyword called unlock view cage, and then you can see the editor for conditions here. I can choose one of the keywords that I've already defined in the game, or I can type a new keyword. So in this particular case, this option birdcage is only available after you have actually seen the birdcage for the first time. And the other options are always there. So you just need an ID, a label, and then the effect on the right side is very important. A lot of actions that you take in the game trigger effects. The effect for navigation is called open scene. We're using the scene ID. So you select the open scene effect, and then you can select the ID target of the scene. So here I choose one of the scenes already defined on the left side. I could also have other effects. So whenever I navigate, maybe I do something. For example, if I navigate from a, let's say the main house into the basement and it's very dark, maybe I can trigger an effect where, you know, I turn off the lights or something like this. So all of this can be done here as part of the navigation, or you can also do it here as part of entering a particular scene. So let's see how that keyword for the birdcage is actually created. So remember, in order to view the navigation option for the birdcage, I need to be able to see the birdcage first. So look at the game, see the navigation option is not there. When I look at the bird, it jumps into the birdcage. When I go back, you can see the birdcage navigation option is available. Back into the editor, you can see here, if unlocked view cage, so that means this particular navigation option will only be available if this particular keyword is present in the game state. Now that keyword is emitted when I navigate to the birdcage by looking at it. So if I look at the item birdcage, I look at the look action, then I can see that it will open scene birdcage, and it will also add the unlocked view cage keyword here. So let me zoom in so you can see better. You can see here for that action, the item birdcage, when I look at it, it will unlock the view cage and open the scene birdcage. So now that particular keyword unlocked view cage is always present. I can also remove it if I want to. Let's say I don't want the player to go back there again. Let's say a particular area of the world has been condemned, or they have progressed enough that they don't need to go back to old areas. You can also remove specific keywords or add keywords that will block access. All right, that's pretty much it for this particular video. In future videos, we will look at more deep dive into conditionals and keywords and other aspects of the game editor. Okay, thanks everyone, and see you in the next one.